Do you think that our fans get tired of us saying the same shit over and over and over again, week after week?
If we really have any fans, they probably do.
I mean,
Yes.
I was just telling you before I started the recording,
I
it's,
know you and I get tired of saying the same things.
oh, I just told you before we started recording, it's hard to like get excited to do these episodes because, we just repeat ourselves week after week after week. And, granted, we had more success this weekend. I would have liked to see a 3-3 sweep,
Me
which
too.
is incredibly difficult. Don't get me wrong. I completely understand that, but
Uh,
um,
Especially in 3 nights.
yeah,
Yeah.
and especially the comeback that they had against Portland was great. I thought for the most part Saturday we played well,
We did. It was a good game.
um, and then Sunday was pretty much an even game until the third period again, and so it was nice to see a little bit of. I don't want to say consistency because it wasn't really. I mean, to an extent it was, but like it's nice to see the comeback effort in the first period against Portland. Let's start there.
The inconsistency I'll throw out there is again to lose on home ice.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that I think a lot of fans are having a hard time with this year is because even in the years where we've sucked in recent years, we've been really good at home.
Exactly.
And you go back to last year, and we were one of the best teams on home ice in the entire WHL. And this year we're close to the bottom of the league in home games too. So it's a little bit difficult to, as a fan, to kind of watch that every game. But
You want to get excited to go and cheer them on and you don't have anything to show for it, I guess.
yeah, it's like especially when you have games in back-to-back nights, one on the road, and they play well, they win. So obviously
Hmm.
that kind of hypes everybody up a little bit more to go to the arena to watch and
And you get
throw a goose
5,400
egg.
fans in there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just kind of throw out a easy 2 points on paper against Wenatchee, who's one of the worst teams in the West. And it's something that I talk to a lot of people about it, and you and I talk about this a lot too. It's we play these good teams very well, and we seem to have success against them. But then it's just these bottom of the barrel teams that come in and they just take advantage of our mistakes because we just let them do it,
Hmm.
and it just doesn't seem to be going
Like
any other direction than that.
like you and I talked about last weekend, the killer instinct.
Yeah, and that this team doesn't have that right now, and
No.
um, I mean, we could start with the Portland game on
Okay.
Friday night. Obviously, the Chiefs have had a lot of success against the Winterhawks this year.
How nice is that?
It's so great. I was actually thinking about it the other night after we got the win. Portland hasn't beaten us since the middle of the regular season last year.
Been that long, huh?
Because
Wow.
we swept them in the Western Conference
Right.
Finals
Right.
too. So, and I think we're 5-0 against them this year
Yes. We have
so
not lost.
far.
I know that.
So,
So yeah. Suck up, Portland.
that's obviously awesome, and as a avid Portland hater, I am loving that. But
Exactly.
things were looking pretty bleak in the first 10 minutes of the game here on Friday night. I was out getting my Friday the 13th tattoos, so I'm sitting in the car watching it on my phone, and I turned it off after Portland scored three fairly quickly.
And how easy was it to turn it off? That
Yeah, and
it was.
it was, and then my CHL update
Hmm.
from the goals that were scored. I it was a little bit slow that night, and so I ended up going back in the tattoo shop, and Chloe was getting some tattoos done, and I got a text from you that said, "Wow." And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden I get the goal notification for the first goal. So I was thinking, okay, like it's 3-1, say they just scored like a sit goal or something, right?
Hmm.
So then I go and turn the game back on to see if I can catch a replay, and I look and it's 3-3, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
It was crazy.
And so I go and look at the CHL app, and you see the three goals in, I think it was 50 seconds or
Yeah. Less
something
than a
like
minute.
that.
Yeah.
Um, to tie the game back up at three going into the first intermission. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess we got a game now. And sure as hell, we did have a game.
We did. That was not on your bingo card either, huh?
It was not.
Mine neither, and I was watching it.
Yeah, looking at Rhett Sather's 10th goal of the year, and then Sammy Oremba with just over 30 seconds later, and then Nathan Mays scoring 11 seconds after that. Kind of one of those it just rains it pours situations for Portland's goaltender. I think Stebatak was in net for them. But that Nathan Mays goal, I actually turned the game on right before Mays shot that puck. So I saw the third goal, but I mean, yeah, obviously that's a goal that he's going to want to have back. That's not something a WHL goalie should be giving up, but it gave the
No,
Chiefs gave the Chiefs some life and got him back into the game at that point.
that was very nice.
Um, and I think looking at overall, obviously a really rough first couple of minutes of the game, but
Yeah, we had a very slow start.
yeah, very slow start. I think Portland kind of took advantage of a lot of mistakes, but the Chiefs ended up kind of battling back late in the period and actually ended up out shooting them 15-13 in the first period. And ended up tying the game. And then, 8 minutes into the second period, Chase Harrington continues to stay hot since coming off injury with his 18th of the year. And the Chiefs regain the lead 4-3 at that point. And then I actually ended up turning the game back off at intermission because I was just finishing up getting tattoos done, and I honestly kind of lost track of time, forgot about the game again, and you texted me and said Mattern, and I looked and saw that Harry Mattern had scored his second career WHL goal to give the Chiefs a little bit of an extra cushion up 5-3. Portland would get one on the power play midway through the third, but they would not be able to find the back of the net anymore, and the Chiefs would pick up a big 5-4 comeback victory, outshooting Portland 45-29 in the night, 0 for 2 on the power play and 0 for 2 on the penalty kills. So special teams not great, but
Not good.
they did get it done on the scoreboard. So a comeback like that, you think, okay, great start to the 3-3. But
Hmm.
with how this team has been all season. I'm just going to continue to repeat it. It sounds old and used at this point, but it's the inconsistency that
Hmm.
is killing the team. And to be honest, didn't have high hopes going into this game against Wenatchee, which is a team that I should have high hopes for playing
Agreed.
against.
Agreed.
Um,
And we had not seen them for a while.
and they were also playing a 3-3 that weekend as
Hmm.
well. So they'd actually beaten Kelowna the night that
The
we beat
night
Portland
before,
on Friday.
right?
And so they're coming off a win too, feeling good about themselves. Um, Chiefs got on the board early in the game against Wenatchee. They get on the board first. Coco Armstrong's 19th goal of the year. Um, Pretty nice read or nice play. Nolan Saunderson shoots it from the point and it goes off the back wall, and Coco's behind the net and chips it out of midair off Cal Conway's back and into the net. Really, really sick goal there. We were talking about this in the game too. Who the hell expected Coco Armstrong to have 20 goals coming into this season? I
No,
mean, I expected him to be more like a second, third line kind of grinder type player,
grinder,
but
right?
he's playing top line. He's doing the grinding stuff, and he's putting the puck in the back of the net. I think he's been one of my
And
favorite Chiefs all season.
he's still our best penalty killer too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's just a great all-around hockey player.
Yeah, he's having himself a good year.
So obviously great to get on the board early. Wenatchee would tie it up late in the first period, so we'll go 1-1 going into the intermission. Chiefs out shooting Wenatchee 13-9 after the first. Um, and then second period, Wenatchee gets 2 goals, one about halfway through the period from Mason Kraft, and then Alexander Andre would get one with under 30 seconds to go in the second period to give Wenatchee a 3-1 lead. And, at that point, I'm kind of thinking, like, all right, well, this is kind of more or less what I expected after getting the win last night. But the Chiefs got some life in the third period. Chase Harrington taking the puck up to the blue line and just turning and throwing it into traffic on net. And it was originally given to Harrington, but it has changed as Tyus Sparks got a redirect on it. So it's Tyus Sparks'
Nice,
goal to get the Chiefs back within one, his 24th goal of the year with 12 minutes to go in the third. The Chiefs just were unable to tie it despite having a power play in the last 2 minutes as well.
We had
Honestly,
the pressure on them but it just couldn't get in the
yeah,
net.
yeah, that's the thing is at that point once Sparks got that goal, I felt like the Chiefs pretty much controlled play the rest of the
They
game.
did.
We just weren't able to put the puck in the net, which is unfortunate because like I said, I think we played a pretty good game for the most part. So in that sense, it was nice to see a little bit of consistency carrying over from the night before against Portland. Um, but they do end up falling 3-2. So back to 500 at that point, and then we play Wenatchee again the following afternoon, 4 p.m. game in Wenatchee in the second half of the home and home. Um, uh, to be honest, with just kind of how the way things have been going, I expected the Chiefs to win this game, and they did.
They
So
did.
they just continue to follow this pattern of winning one then losing one, winning one then losing one. But here's the thing that I did want to point out about this past weekend that's a little bit different in my eyes is that we were consistent. We played well on Saturday
Agreed.
despite getting the
Agreed.
loss. They just got to find a way in those situations to get greasier and put the puck in the net. If it takes a greasy one to at least get you into overtime and get at least a point out of it,
Right.
every point is huge at this point in the season.
And
Um,
granted, we won that game on Friday, but we need not get that far behind and have to come from 3 goals down again too.
exactly, really rough start, but I think ever since then
They rebounded.
they
Yes,
rebounded nicely and that carried on through the rest of the weekend too,
it did.
despite losing on Saturday. But really nice to see the boys get it done on Sunday afternoon. Owen Martin's power play goal, 50 seconds into the second period was the first goal of the game, so scoreless first. I thought Marty had a hell of a game on Sunday.
He was good all weekend, in my opinion. He's really turned it up
Yeah,
since the new year.
yeah, he has.
He's very consistent.
He seems to his new thing seems to be scoring early in the periods because he gets the first of the night on the power play 50 seconds into the second. Wenatchee would score two in the second as well to go up 2-1 going into the third, but Owen Martin would come right off the opening faceoff in the third period, 11 seconds in, and snipe one past Conway. It was a hell of a shot.
And he
Uh,
gets a lot of ice time now too. He's out there a lot.
yeah, he's been on that top line with Oremba and Armstrong the last handful of games since Harrington came back too.
Yeah.
Um, we talk a little bit about Harrington here in a second. He would get his 19th goal of the year, 7 minutes into the third period to put the Chiefs up 3-2, and then would score hit the insurance goal for his 20th of the year with just under two or just over 2 minutes to go in the third. So he continues to stay hot too. I think he's had a goal in every game since he's been
He
back,
has.
and
He's look he's looked like we expected him to look all year long.
I'm pretty stoked here in a little bit to watch him in this prospects game
Me too.
up in Vancouver. So, um, yeah, I mean, Harry, I made this comment to you after the game. I said, I've been saying it all year. The top guys need to be your top guys, and they haven't been our top guys. But our top guys were our top guys in this game on
They were.
Sunday.
They were.
Owen Martin with a pair and Chase Harrington with a pair, and the Chiefs get a huge 4-2 win over Wenatchee. So if we're looking at the standings right now, the Chiefs currently sit in a tie for sixth with Portland. Um, Six behind Kamloops for fifth, and 10 behind Kelowna for fourth, and 11 behind PG for third. So, like I said, if this team can just figure it out and they can continue to play how they played last weekend, this coming weekend against Vancouver and Tri-City, this team, we could jump up the standings very quickly.
Well, granted, we've had some help from some other teams, but it wasn't just a couple weeks ago we were 9 points back or ninth in ninth place.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 4 points are separating us from 10th.
Right.
So it's like the Western Conference is so tight, specifically the U.S.
It's
division.
stayed that way too.
Four of the five top teams in the Western Conference are from the BC division, and everything else is U.S. and Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's tight. I mean, it's really tight between 10th and fourth.
And granted, it's only a couple games difference, but sixth sounds a lot better than eighth or ninth, obviously.
For sure. Yeah, no doubt about that. A lot of these teams below us, Tri-City, Victoria, and Seattle all have games in hand over us too. So if we're playing these guys, I know we play all three of those teams again at
We play
least
try quite a
once.
bit, I think. Yes.
Well, we only played Tri like three times this year. so far. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
got, 4 or 5 games against them left here in the last month of the regular season.
including
Um,
this weekend, I think, don't we?
yeah, we played Friday or Saturday down in Tri, and
Yeah.
then next weekend we play a home and home with them. So those are huge games. A team that's 1 point behind us in the standings currently, a team that's had its ups and downs too. But it's just crazy to me seeing the standings and seeing the records of all the other teams in the West. It's like they're
Hmm.
all hovering right around 500.
That is crazy.
Really, really interesting. But yeah, you look at the Chiefs' past 10 games, 5-5. It's just again, it's just mid, and that's the thing that's so crazy to me. I just don't quite understand it, but
It is what it is.
hopefully they can piece together a handful of wins here in the near future and move up the standings a little bit and cushion themselves from the bottom of the conference.
We only played twice this weekend, right? We played Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I think Friday Vancouver, then Saturday and try.
Wouldn't it be nice to pick up 3 or 4 points this weekend?
Definitely, and we have. Reagan told us last week we got, the rest of the season is 4-5s or three and
Right.
threes.
We got
So
a lot of
a lot
games
of
lumped
games in
together.
in a short period of time, you're gonna have a lot of games, and they're all important at this point. You can't afford to leave any points on the table,
No.
especially with how tight the West is.
And I feel like the opportunity is there because I feel like, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx us, but I feel like we're finally getting a little healthier too.
Yeah, so to go along with that though, I did notice there were some injuries on
Was
on
there?
on Sunday. Hey, Current, can you stop, buddy? Thank
Hey,
you.
kitty cat. I did not look at the injury report from
Uh,
last week.
it actually hasn't come out yet, but it's supposed to be released yesterday, but I'm
I
looking
was
on
going
the
to say
page
it's
right now
usually a
and
Tuesday
it's
thing.
yeah, so I'll actually pull up this post that I saw on the Chiefs group on Facebook. Um, Somebody said several of our players got banged up tonight in Wenatchee, and they said Ozzy was one of the worst that they saw in his
Wow.
first game back,
That poor guy.
and said what happened to Ozzy? I didn't see anything with him. And somebody said, I think it was less than 3 minutes left in the third. He took a face off and his leg got twisted. He could barely skate back to the bench. So that sucks. And then let's see, Burkhardt taking that clip to the knee there
Mm-hmm.
in the second period.
Mm-hmm.
And then we noticed that Dominic Peter hadn't been out there in the entire third period either. So
Right.
that's a little bit of area of concern too. But just hoping that the week off can kind of get the guys healthy again because we are just getting healthy. We can't afford to lose multiple guys in one game here, especially with how important these last handful of games are in the regular season.
I'm looking at the lines for the game tonight, the prospects game. Looks like they got Chase and Brody and Sparks on the line together, possibly.
Oh, sick! I forgot. I'm gonna load that shit up too. Um, so but yeah, before we wrap it up here, you got any notes and kind of thoughts on last weekend and
Obviously, the prospect, on last weekend, not so much. It was, I felt like the effort was there. We got what, 2 out of 6 points,
four?
or 4 out of, excuse me, 4 out of 6 points. I guess we lost 2 out of 6 is what I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It was nice to at least get a split after the Wenatchee game. Like you said just a little bit ago too, it was not like we played bad. We just couldn't get over the hump and get ahead
yeah,
and score enough goals that game to win. Um, I have a little note here about how the rough start against Portland, but the nice end of the first period rally. We talked about that.
yeah.
Getting us. I did want to say that Harrington looked really good all weekend long. I felt like he was really dialed in.
Hmm.
That was a note that I had here too.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm curious to watch him in this prospects game with other top talent in the league.
Me too. Me too. It's nice to
But
see that stuff be showcased a little
yeah,
bit.
this WHL essentially an all-star game. It's actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
I think it's something that they should continue doing.
For the middle of February, it's very cool. Yeah.
I mean, shit, you might as well throw a skills competition on it too. I mean, I'd love to see that.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's
Exactly.
streaming for free on Victory Plus, and we'll watch that and kind of have some notes on that game, this game next week too, including, Friday, Saturday for the
Friday,
Chiefs.
Saturday.
So
Yeah. And as far as podcasts go, we're hoping to get a former chief on next week. I've been talking to him, and he has some family obligations this week. And like we always say, family comes first.
hmm
So we totally understand that. We did reach out to Berkeley, um, but he's back at on the ice with the Kraken right now, with the Olympics going on. And let's talk about the Olympics for a second.
Yeah.
How exciting was today?
Man, three overtime games, three of the four games go to OT. That Canada Czechia game was incredible.
It
I
was very
mean,
good.
it was so back and forth. I thought once Czechia tied it or took the lead, 7 minutes to go in the third period, I thought, man, Czechia is about to do it to Canada
Me
again.
too. Me too.
And then Canada ties it late. And I mean, how about that redirect on that tip? That was
Very nice.
fucking nuts. I mean, that thing was going 20 feet wide, and then all of
It
a
was
sudden
going way
it's
wide.
going 5 hole on
Yeah.
the Dostal. But yeah, Canada wins it in overtime, and nice move by Mitch Marner to kind of split through. I thought the Czechia defense was really lackluster there
They
on that
were.
play, but nonetheless, Canada makes it through. And then I didn't watch any of the Finland-Switzerland game, but I did see that Switzerland was up 2-0 in the third period, and Finland battled back and
Oh, I
tied
did
it.
not see that.
Finland tied it with like a minute and a half left in the third, and then won it in overtime. And then the U.S. game with Sweden, I mean, that was an
That was a
all-timer.
great game.
So defensive and
Yeah.
just a great game. Both teams have so much talent. A really nice pass on the power play from Lucas Raymond to Zibanejad too, and he
Yeah.
fired home the game time goal with just over a minute to go as well. So and then we got Quinn Hughes' shift in overtime was bonkers. I
Yeah.
mean, I think we played about 5 minutes of overtime before a goal was scored, and
Mm.
then the commentators are talking about how the U.S. bench was trying to get Hughes to come off, and he waved him off and said, "I'm
Yeah.
fine." And then he goes out and snipes the game winner off the
Yeah.
post and in. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful moment.
And I think he
Um,
played about 3 minutes in that of the
yeah,
5 minutes out there too. He was out there for a lot of it.
Quinn Hughes was really good in that game. So I mean, the
Yeah.
Olympics have been awesome from what I've been able to watch. It's like the games are on like 7 a.m. to noon, and
Right.
so it's like I'm working during those hours, but thankfully I'm able to kind of have it on my phone while I'm driving and listening to it and whatnot. But um,
Tomorrow we get the gold medal game in the women's too. That'll
the
be good.
U.S. Canada gold medal game,
That'll
that
be
would be a
good.
good one. I'm hoping for a U.S. Canada gold medal in the men's as well.
I think everybody is after because they're repairing after today.
Right, right. Yeah. So it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. And then we got the NHL start back up here in about a week and a
Next
half or
Tuesday, I
so.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, in about a week, yeah. So yeah, it's some good hockey going on right now, and it's getting down to the wire here in the with the medal rounds coming up for the men. So
Then we'll be
um
going into the trade deadline for the NHL before we know it.
yep, yep.
That'll be good. And with the Chiefs season getting close to the playoffs, right
hmm
now they would be in the playoffs, so that's exciting.
Just hoping that they can at least stay in the playoffs, get some of the younger guys some experience, if anything.
Exactly.
So, but obviously
Exactly.
we still got a month to go before we need to be talking about that. So
Yeah.
Um, but that's pretty much all I got for this week. I'm hoping next week we can have a little bit of
Different format.
different format, different things to talk about that's not so stale and the more of the same. But I think we're on the right track with the play that we had last weekend. So
Agreed. Agreed.
let's go watch this WHL All-Star game and cheer on our boys.
All right, let's go, Brody and Harry and Tyus.
West is best, baby.
West is best.
Till next week, Cappy.
The West Side.
West Side. Go Chiefs, go.